Valentin Santos bringing you today's burning issues and the hottest news here on News Force.
Here are the headlines on News Force. Senator Enrile says RH bill likely to be approved. Cardinal Tagle urges Solons to reject the RH measure. Solon predicts FOI bill might not be passed on 2012 due to RH measure. Oil price rollback expected this week. Town mayor reveals 3 kings of wetting. Donaire wins over Arce by a knockout. Obama visits Connecticut over shooting tragedy. And Eddie Garcia wins Best Actor Award in recent Asia Pacific Film Fest. Fair and balanced news. Comprehensive reports that take you to the heart of the action. This is News Force.
Palace expects the reproductive health bill to pass on its third and final reading on Monday. Lorraine Mata has the report.
Senate President Juan Ponce Enrile, a strong opponent of the measure, anticipates the reproductive health bill to pass the final reading after a majority of lawmakers gave a yes vote on the second reading. Another opposing member of the bill, Senate Majority Floor Leader Vicente Soto III, said it was about time to vote on the bill to realize the folly of passing it. The measure would permit free distribution of contraceptives and other family planning methods. In addition, age-appropriate mandatory reproductive health and sexuality education in public schools would also be provided. President Aquino has already certified the RH bill on Thursday as urgent to rush its passage before the Congress adjourns for the holiday season. According to House Majority Floor Leader Neptali Gonzalez II, under the House rules, lawmakers must first vote before anyone is allowed to justify their choices. That would result to a faster voting compared to the second reading. The RH bill pushed through the second reading after 5 hours with a 113-104 votes and 3 abstentions. On the final reading, Palace expects the 64 other members of the House of Representatives who were not present during the second voting to support the pro-RH lawmakers. Meantime, Manila Archbishop Luis Antonio Cardinal Tagle made a last appeal to the lawmakers to put down the controversial bill. For GNN, Lorraine Mata, News Force.
Manila Archbishop Luis Antonio Cardinal Tagle appealed to lawmakers to welcome Jesus with joy and give the next generations a straight path by rejecting the reproductive health bill on its final reading. Archbishop Tagle's message, along with the pastoral statement of the Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines, or CBCP, were read as homily in all masses in the Archdiocese of Manila on the first day of the Christmas Novena. Meantime, CBCP Vice President Lingayen Dagupan, Archbishop Socrates Villegas urged the 64 lawmakers who were not present during the second reading to seek justice for Filipino people and not approve the said bill. Senator Pia Cayetano has accepted all amendments proposed by her fellow lawmakers. For the latest updates at the Senate, here's Paul Ang reporting live. Paul?
Yes, then to immediately pass the controversial reproductive health bill, sponsor and author senators have accepted all amendments her fellow lawmakers have proposed. Senator Pia Cayetano expressed her eagerness to pass the RH bill amid criticism thrown against it. However, where Senator Vicente Soto III have proposed the deletion of the involvement of World Health Organization in the bill, Senator Cayetano has defended its inclusion. Meanwhile, Cayetano still asserted that the dignity of women should be respected. Reporting live here in the Senate, Paul Ang, News Force.
And that was Paul Ang reporting live at the Senate. House Minority Leader Neptali Gonzalez said the controversial Freedom of Information or FOI bill might not be passed on 2012 due to the ongoing reproductive health or RH measure debates. Gonzalez also noted that they will finish first the RH bill hearings before considering the FOI bill. Senator Gringo Nason urges President Benigno Aquino III to certify the Freedom of Information or FOI bill as urgent. The chair of the Senate Committee on Public Information has also called on the lower house to prioritize its own version of the said measure. The Senate has passed the said bill on the second reading Tuesday. The House version, meantime, has not yet been submitted to the plenary since House Committee on Public Information Chair Representative Ben Evardone went on a trip abroad last week. Senate President Juan Ponce Enrile is unfazed by possible ouster over reproductive health bill and the recently ratified syntax reform bill. Enrile reminded his critics, particularly Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago, that he has established good rapport with Malacanang, as well as with President Aquino's allies at the Senate since he retained the top Senate post in 2010. Enrile, however, said he will respect the President's decision if Aquino is involved in the said plan. The government and Moro Islamic Liberation Front draw near a final peace agreement for the Bangsamoro. Lorraine Mata has the report.
The government and Moro Islamic Liberation Front, or MILF, craft the fourth annex for the Bangsamoro, a new political body to supersede the Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, or ARMM. Government Chief Negotiator Miriam Coronel Ferrer said a four-member panel was formed for the four-day talks in Kuala Lumpur, adding that the process was difficult but was pleased to have both parties to agree on many different issues. President Aquino is expected to issue an executive order within the month for a transition commission that will craft the Bangsamoro Basic Law. The commission will be composed of 8 MILF representatives, 7 members of the government, and a slot for the Moro National Liberation Front. Under the framework deal, Bangsamoro will have the present composition of the ARMM for their main territory. It will also include municipalities of Baloy, Munay, Nunungan, Pantar, Tagoloan, and Tangkal in Lanao del Norte, municipalities of Cabacan, Carmen, Alyusan, Pigkawayan, Pikit, and Midsayap, and cities of Cotabato and Isabela. MILF Chairman Murad Ibrahim meantime requested the people of Bangsamoro to unite behind the peace deal. For GNN, Lorraine Mata, News Force.
Weather Bureau Pagasa said they are monitoring a new weather disturbance which can possibly develop as a low-pressure area or LPA. Though it's far, the agency is closely monitoring the weather system of southern Visayas, which may develop into LPA and later into a cyclone. Meanwhile, Pag-asa noted good weather conditions may be expected within 5 to 6 days. Typhoon Pablo death toll exceeded the 1,000 mark with hundreds more missing and feared dead. National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, or NDRRMC Executive Director Benito Ramos said the death toll is expected to rise after a lot of bodies were found buried under fallen logs and debris last Saturday. Oil price rollback expected this week. Town Mayor reveals 3 kings of wetting. Stay tuned for those stories and more reports when News Force returns.